you find yourself trying to do something important to you. Maybe it's your daily job, sending an important email, making a few calls, or even sitting down and start writing, drawing, or studying, but you just can't get yourself to do it. And even if you manage to get yourself to do it 10-20 minutes in, and it's just so mentally heavy to keep going, and instead of dealing with that resistance, you just go and do escapist activity like playing League of Legends or Call of Duty. While there's a lot of aspects that can lead to such behavior, today I want to focus on one that's been big for me, and I would say is a big thing for this generation and the generations after, which is gaming. For a long time I wondered, how can I achieve work-life balance when it comes to gaming? How can we play in a way that is not affecting our productivity, creativity, and work? I debated with friends over and over this, trying to figure out what could be the best way to approach this. How can we find the balance between playing and enjoying ourselves, but also not doing the work and not slacking off? While there's a lot of benefits for games, like improving your ability to problem solve, your way of tracking things, your attention and focus, and also your ability to multitask, and even your vision. Yes, gamers have better vision. And if you don't believe me, I will leave a link in the description below for a TED Talk for a neuroscientist who goes along about the experiments and the benefits or effects on the brain that games has. And even with all these benefits, when you look at the dopamine nature of how games are designed, they always have an adequate challenge for you that you can conquer with just a little bit of an extra effort. And once you conquer that challenge, you feel that sense of achievement, like you did something in your day. And they always also have this constant feedback once you conquer a challenge to give you new items, new gear, titles, you name it. Just anything that can get you to get also another hit of dopamine once you get something new. And that's why games always have been and always will be have new mods, new skins, new champions, new skills coming in each month, because you need to keep that dopamine cycle going and increasing it so the players are hooked in. They always engage, they always want to play.
So if you stop and think about why is a video game fun, like what makes it fun, it's because there's something going on with the way that you're interacting with the game, and there's some degree of engagement that causes this dopamine release to happen in your brain. And so that's what makes a game fun.
Once you start getting used to those levels of dopamine because you're playing on a constant basis, then the other stuff in life will not be as enjoyable. You will not start enjoying them. It's going to be hard to do them because nothing gives you the same levels of dopamine that you get from gaming.
You continue to game regularly, your brain starts to adapt to that steady degree of dopamine release. And our brain has a very normal mechanism called homeostasis, where it tries to maintain kind of a balanced state. So one of the ways that homeostasis manifests is a biological principle we call tolerance.
And then you fell into that spiral where you get bored easily doing anything because you're not getting the same levels of dopamine, basically. And the thing with dopamine is that it's analgesic. So not only it potentiates positive emotion, it also alleviates pain. Yes, alleviate pain. It even gets worse when you start creating habits based on negative feelings towards gaming. So what do I mean by that? Is basically when you start feeling bored, you go game. When it gets uncomfortable, when you feel anxious, when you get rejected, you go game. Because the analgesic nature of dopamine and how it alleviates pain, that's why your brain tends to go for it. It's want to alleviate that pain of rejection, anxiety, boredom, whatever it is. You just want to get rid of that. And guess what? There's an easy way, just like porn, just like drugs, and just like sugar as well, to go and do that, which is gaming. But you then would ask the question, but Mo, like I know people who game and they work normally and they function in their life normally. And yes, I used to be that way. I used to do the same. And yes, that's possible in a way that if you are forced to do your work, if you have to make ends meet or you have to put food on the table and you have no choice to do the work or you will not eat, then you will do the freaking work. But if you don't have a choice, if you are a writer, if you are an artist, or if you are some kind of creative, and you are optionated to do your work, to go and do the things that you need to do, then it becomes way harder to do those things because of this whole cycle of dopamine and you're dependent on those levels. Unlike one who's just having a 9 to 5, they have to clock in at 9 a.m. They have to be there. If they're not there like for like 3-4 days, there will be a penalty for this. There will be consequences. They have a boss to watch over them, to force them to do stuff. But if you are creative, if you are someone who not have those restrictions on top of you, then it becomes even way harder to do your thing because of this nature of gaming. And it's impossible to enjoy what you do because nothing gonna give you the same level of dopamine and these levels, because there's no creative work. There's no intellectual or problem solving or any kind of thing that you will do that will not come with a lot of struggles. There's no great work that comes without struggles. I'm struggling right now. And another thing is that if you're looking to do great things, if you're looking to conquer big milestones and not settle down for average, then you have to, everybody says that, you have to be enjoying what you do. And even if you love what you do, that always comes with a lot of struggles. That always comes with a lot of stuff that you don't want to do or you will be struggling to do. And you'll not enjoy them. You will not enjoy them. There's no dopamine in them. Even the stuff that you enjoy, the levels of dopamine that you will get from these stuff, sometimes it will be as high as the gaming, but most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's a struggle. It's an ongoing struggle, an ongoing battle of failure. And in order to enjoy that, in order to keep going through that, you cannot be adjusted to those levels. So that's why for me, after a long time of like trying to play just on the weekends, maybe later in the day, I experiment a lot of stuff. I tried to make as much balance to have a better productivity when it comes to this, but it never worked. I always fall in this spiral at some point. And the problem is, I would say it's also a personality trait. Because there's people I know that just enjoy games for what it is and you just can play for a couple of hours and forget about it. But for someone like me who are competitive, who are trying always to be the best in the game and trying to achieve the most things that he can, like, because that's how I enjoy the game, it's just simply impossible to do that without putting the hours. If I didn't put the hours, then I will suck at the game and I'll feel bad, even if I'm playing. If I put the hours, then I feel bad because I'm not doing anything in life. So cutting games slowly was the solution for me. And I know a lot of people just like me, and I still love playing. I love games. And for me now, I just do them like every 10 months, every 12 months. Whenever I have this moment or this time when I need to take a long vacation, when I need to totally shut down, when I need to totally take off, I just go and game for like a month, a week or two, depends. And then I totally forget about it, uninstall everything, and I'm done with it because the dopamine nature of things and that spiral I was talking about. So I hope you find this video useful. If you like this kind of content, please feel free to subscribe. This is a new channel and this will really help me out. And leave a thumbs up also if you like the video, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.